What is up, guys? A few days ago, I uploaded a video explaining the Evergrande situation and why this crisis is much bigger and important than we think it is. And in that video, I mentioned Evergrande's $67 billion liability from the shadow banking systems. If you haven't watched that video yet, go watch it before you watch this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Michael Burry's perspective. In case you don't know, he's the guy from The Big Short. Now, Michael Burry doesn't have a great track record with crypto, but he is certainly a very smart individual and worth listening to. And he thinks that the Evergrande's shadow banking fund has to do with the cryptocurrency market and specifically a stablecoin called Tether. So in this video, I'll be dissecting that perspective and possibly providing an explanation on why the cryptocurrency market has been seeing a sell-off. So if you guys are either invested in crypto or have some exposure in some way, or even if you are thinking about investing in crypto, make sure to watch this video because it could be eye-opening. So when we think of crypto, we mostly think of crazy volatility and 20% moves up and down every day, but there's a coin called Tether, and technically this is a stable coin, which means that it's backed by the dollar. So one Tether or one USDT will always be exchangeable for one US dollar. Tether's market cap is currently about $68 billion, and one of the things that people trading crypto using Tether are most worried about is a bank run situation. So what Tether is really saying is basically if you can bring them one USDT, they'll convert it to one USD. Sound familiar? Essentially what they're doing is nothing different from what banks used to do and what they still continue to do today. When the dollar was backed by gold, you could take $500 to the bank and they would give you an ounce of gold. So in that vein, what Tether is doing is very similar to what banks do. And while they didn't have any issues so far with converting Tether to US dollars yet, people are still scared of a bank run situation. Now, a bank run is when clients withdraw their money in large numbers and the bank is unable to give them what they promised. If everyone wants to convert their Tether to US dollars right now, right at this moment, Tether wouldn't have enough cash and it wouldn't be able to deliver according to its promise, which is why investors keep worrying, what if Tether is incapable of trading my Tether to US dollars when I need it? So Tether revealed their reserves breakdown for March 2021. The latest version is the one that came out in June, but there's practically no difference. So let's take a look at this document to see what's going on. They have cash and cash equivalents, loans, corporate bonds, yada, 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 so on and so forth. And the really important part we need to look at here is the commercial paper, which accounts to 65% of Tether's cash reserves. For those of you who don't know, commercial papers are basically a way to provide super short-term loans with very low interest. Now, the problem is that Tether never revealed which company's commercial paper it was. Back in July this year, Tether's CTO and general counsel had an interview with CNBC and made a few important points. They said that they have about $30 billion in AA rated international commercial paper, and these were rated AA by S&P and Fitch. And when the interviewer asked whether they could reveal the company behind the commercial papers, they just kept saying that they couldn't do it because the privacy of their partners was important. Now, the point that some people are making is that Tether's commercial paper might actually be Evergrande's commercial paper. And this may seem like a conspiracy theory, but there are certain points that Michael Burry thinks is valid, and I think are somewhat valid too, so I want to share them with you guys. But before we do so, don't forget to smash the like button to support me on YouTube. Also, if you want to see more content like these, where I break down incidents of the market and explain them in an easy manner, make sure to subscribe. So going back to the gist of this video, why could Tether's commercial paper be Evergrande's? There are two main reasons to this. First, Tether currently has $30 billion in commercial papers, and that's an insane amount of money. Reuters reported that Shenzhen Bank, the bank affiliated with Evergrande, is under investigation for providing illegal loans up to $20 billion. Now, considering that even a more renowned company like JP Morgan can't write $20 billion loans, there is a plausible reason to doubt that the capital may have come from Tether. So taking into consideration the size of the loan, some say that it's highly likely that the capital flowed into Chinese real estate companies. Secondly, even after Bitcoin peaked in mid-April, Tether continued to print more USDT. To be precise, they printed $15 billion between mid-April and early June. Now, in case you don't know what Bitcoin has to do with this, well, there have been claims that Tether has been arbitrarily printing USDT, which could be used to manipulate Bitcoin in the crypto markets. But the important thing here is that they have been printing money like crazy, and as soon as Evergrande CP defaults on June 7, they stop printing USDT. Now, this is a chicken or egg question where we don't know if Evergrande's liquidity problem caused Tether's collateral to impair, or whether Tether's cutoff caused the liquidity issues at Evergrande, but something sure smells fishy. Now, Tether claims that they don't hold any Evergrande commercial papers, but we don't know anything for sure yet. Now, if it turns out that Tether was lying and we see a domino effect take place, it would look something like this. Evergrande, along with other real estate developers in China, would go default. Tether, who lent them money in the form of commercial paper, could also go default. And with Tether going default, the very company that promised cryptocurrency investors that they would be exchanging one USDT for one USD, we would see the cryptocurrency market take a huge hit as a whole. And while Bitcoin is showing a recovering trend once again, while we did dump with a huge bearish engulfing candle down to the 40K region, it seems like we could close above significant support at 42.5K and continue to bounce back. Despite this situation, there's still so many unanswered questions that remain, like where does Tether put its billions of dollars? Who issues $30 billion in AA rated international commercial paper willing to pay anything? And why did Tether stop printing money as soon as Evergrande's liquidity died? This may all seem like a big conspiracy theory, but if it turns out to be true, it would imply that the cryptocurrency market had been riding on the back of China's collapsing property developers all this time without us knowing it. So that is it for today, guys. I hope this video was helpful in explaining how Evergrande's crisis could affect the cryptocurrency market as well. If you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. I'll be making a video on the cryptocurrency market soon, going over the charts of Bitcoin and some other alts that I had my eyes on. So if you guys want to see more quality content like that, make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.